Welcome back. A total of 16,223 votes were cast. The Spirit Stick has a new champion tonight. Two-time defending champion Estancia bowed out earlier in the competition. The Cleveland Storm demonstrated monster school spirit from the first time their name appeared in the weekly nominees. So did the Farmington Scorpions. They did the same, showing that the competition in their bracket was left to feel the sting. Now, the moment you've all been waiting for. The sting gives way to the perfect storm as Cleveland captures the Spirit Stick Championship. KRQE Sports will contact your school and schedule a day and time to bring out the Spirit Stick Trophy. Congratulations to the Cleveland Storm. The championship picture in Class 4A football will be a lot clearer tomorrow. That's because they're playing semifinals tomorrow. The top-ranked Goddard Rockets at the Artesia Bulldogs. That game starting about 4 p.m. So is the third seeded, that is, Belen Eagles at number 2 seed Aztec. No surprise with those top 4 going into the semifinals. The Belen Eagles came so close last year before falling to two-time defending champion Goddard at home. Now, to get to the final again, the Eagles must find a way to slow explosive quarterback Bryson King, who has thrown for 3,400 yards, excuse me. If it was 3,400 touchdowns, that would not only be a national record, it would be insane. 43 touchdowns. Photographer Robert Pugsley spent the day with the Belen Nation.
Oh, I love playing football.
We got a special group of young men that have provided great leadership for our football team and the rest of our athletes. There's no doubt about it.
Not really big, but we're really quick. Aztec likes to throw. They have a really good quarterback. They're really big. We just got to find their weakness and exploit it.
Their defense is probably the best they've been in, and since I've been here in 3 years. They're playing very good defense to go with their offense, so that's what makes Aztec so dangerous and so good.
Red Wing 37 Valley. Go, Red Wing 37 Valley.
Go! Here we go, let's go.
You read run, you got to break down.
1, 2, 3,
Should be interesting. Coach John Lerma of Belen has that three-headed monster on his offensive side of the ball. The two-time defending champion and top-ranked Goddard used a stout defense to keep a perfect record intact all season long. The Artesia Bulldogs have made it on the legs of Andy Lopez and the passing of Josh Howdling. Now, both of these teams, Goddard and Artesia, are rivals and have a storied history between the two of them. And I'll tell you what, that should be a very good ball game. From MexicoPrep.com, Kyle Henderson back and making his picks on 4A football. I'm going to leave it up to you.
You know what?
That's a tight one.
This is the most exciting week we've had yet, and the Big Four are finally on center stage, and it's time to finally settle the score. Aztec and Belen, it's going to be a fantastic football game because you have two unbeaten teams going at it in Aztec, a game I'm going to be at tomorrow, checking out to see who can finally move on to the state championship. On the other side, you have the Goddard Rockets going against the Artesia Bulldogs, who they already beat this season. I was in Roswell for that game, and as you see right here, David Anaya doing his thing all night long. Goddard Rockets, 11-0, have never had an undefeated season on the year.
You know what? That's interesting, too, because you would think that they had one because they're such blue-collar type of team, workman-like, you know, like last week I was talking to you, telling you that they remind me that like the TCU of high school football as we look at some highlights of Belen playing Los Lunas. You know, what's interesting about Belen is their three-headed monster. I mean, what do you do about that?
You know, you have Daniel Jaramillo in the backfield. You have at quarterback Dylan Barba, who you see right here handing off to big, bad Steven Contreras, who can do it all. I mean, that is a big, bad, three-headed monster in the backfield that no one's been able to stop for the past 3 years. Coach John Lerma has done a fantastic job, and they're going to give Aztec a run for their money tomorrow in Aztec.
And you know, Belen is a team that's loaded with seniors. We're talking about like 25 seniors on this team. So that means something with these guys getting so close last year. And I think senior leadership might play a big role in this, a bigger role than it did last year because most of the team were juniors last year. Juniors.
Aztec has a lot of seniors coming back as well. 19 returners from the 2009 season.
Yes.
They also have Division I prospect Matthew Haggerty, who's committed to Notre Dame. Aztec and Belen, senior loaded. It's going to be a fun day tomorrow.
Well, you know, the balance of Aztec's offense also, I'm sure you like that because they can do everything. Mix it up, run the ball, throw the football, and they do a pretty good job just keeping everything balanced. And when you look at the final stat sheet, it's always like that.
Quarterback for Aztec, Bryson King, has thrown for over 110 career touchdowns, which puts him #2 on the all-time New Mexico record list, right behind There's a kid from Hatch who threw for a ton of touchdowns. Carson kid, a couple years ago, threw for like 150. So he's big time. And then, you know, there's just some high-impact players playing tomorrow.
Have you heard King, man? He threw for, but I gave him 3,400 touchdowns instead of 3,400 yards.
He is the touchdown king.
Yeah, he is the touchdown king. Well, speaking of touchdown king, we got to pay some bills. Timeout is called. More of the New Mexico ChevyDealers.com Football Friday night is on the way. The Academy Chargers are rounding third on a perfect season. And the defending champions of Class 3A thinking about repeat. We'll sort it all out on the other side.